I've been misunderstood for something, and I need to make it clear that what's been going on, it's just not true. Okay, so this only applies to specific people in a certain group, and the reason I'm acting serious about this is because it is serious. Well, actually, I don't know if it is, but in my opinion, it kind of is. Anyways, so I used to be in Gorilla Tag Movies in a cast, and right now they have a Discord server, and I left it around last year, around Christmas time. And the reason I left was kind of because of hormonal changes, I suppose, because I thought that I was like not getting enough attention and that I was being left out, because the owner of the cast, which I for around a year or like almost a year, he would always like pick the people to be main characters, the people that used to talk trash about technically. I'm not gonna say names though. Anyway, so this guy would always come up to me saying, "Oh, they've done this. They've done that. I don't like them." Well, then, why did you pick them as like the main character for your movies? Why did you let them have like all these moderation roles and that? Not to mention, the guy that he overly glazed but used to talk trash about actually ended up doxing him. So, you gotta be careful, guys. Anyways, the reason I'm so miffed off is because that's the third time I had to leave. Obviously, that wasn't necessarily the cast's fault, it was more mine, but I shouldn't have had to feel that way. Anyway, I've said way so many times in this video already, and it's only been 2 minutes and 18 seconds. So, after I left, one of my friends who's still in the cast messaged me asking me to take down my movie. Or change the name. Now, the reason that they did this was due to the movie name being chosen by the owner of the cast, and I had left the cast. Now, this didn't necessarily mean we wasn't friends, so I thought, will friends help each other out? And plus, I partially did come up with the name idea, but he just helped me out with a few vocabulary and words, so, you know, I thought, well, friends help each other out, so I'm not going to take down the movie or, like, change the name. And then they were like, well, you have to do it or else I'll take action. By the way, this wasn't from my friend, this was from the owner of the cast, like, sending messages to my friend, and then my friend was sending me. Anyway, so the movie's, after a while, I ended up deleting it because, let's be honest, guys, that was kind of rubbish. But, anyways, so then after that, I ended up losing contact with all of my friends, like, all of my online friends. I'll say the people I lost contact with, because these people, like, aren't bad. So I lost contact with Vivi, PCGT, Bean, and Matty. Sugar's not an online friend, I know Sugar in real life. So I lost contact with all of those people, and then I eventually, after around 2 or 3 months, I got back in contact with Matty, and that was when he said that, like, you know, like, people, my friends don't hate me, because I like lost contact with all of those people because I thought they'll hate me because they were all in the cast, and I was like, okay, they hate me, don't they? Anyways, they didn't. So then I started to get in contact with Vivi, and that was when I thought that Bean did something wrong, but she didn't. And then I became friends with them again. Yippee, I'm all friends with them, still am now. But, oh yeah, and Piece of Duty as well. Piece of Duty wasn't actually involved in the cast, but I lost contact with him because Vivi is in the cast. So, where did my camera go? Oh wait. I lost contact with Piece of Duty because Vivi was in the cast, and I thought that Vivi hated me, so I just assumed Piece of Duty did too. Anyways, so we were just talking, and one time I thought that I'm gonna join back the Discord cast as a disguise. Oh yeah, I'm gonna admit, guys, I was the croissant person watching this people in the cast. Yeah, I was croissant, so I put my name as croissant as a disguise. I just wanted to like see how it was back in the cast, because I'm gonna be honest, I kind of miss those days. It's actually nice. But yeah, so I joined back, and I was like, hi, and you know, obviously I was being quite naughty. That sounds wrong. I was being quite mischievous because I wasn't really supposed to be back in there. I mean, everyone hates me in there. Well, except for my friends. But why would they all hate me? Even the new people hate me. Well, I'm going to explain why in a second. Anyways, so I figured out that I have been spoken about behind my back, and it's all lies. Because whilst I was in there as Croissant, people I've never met before, including a finger painter, knew who I was, saying, Freya, I know who you are. Now, my real name is Freya, and I did not give anybody permission to use my real name to people I don't know. So now I'm really concerned about that, so they better switch things up in that group chat, because, you know. Anyways, after like a bit in the Discord, I got kicked out again. Don't see why though, because I didn't do anything wrong, did I? Just like in there. Anyways, it doesn't matter now because I'm not in there. But I am proper really annoyed about how this person, the owner of the cast, is telling all of his new cast members, finger painters, and old cast members all this stuff about me, using my real name, and probably other stuff I'm not even aware about. Now, the reason I know this is because I am friends with people who are still in there, and they're good friends. You're getting angry at me and calling me an entitled after I took the movie down. Because the guy, the owner of the movie cast, he called me an entitled because of a movie title that I deleted. That's crazy. Oh yeah, when the entitled thing happened, this was like, this is when I thought Bean did something bad. And I was like, full on like, okay, I'm gonna speak to this guy, I'm gonna speak to Bean, I'm gonna have a massive argument. Well, I didn't plan to have a massive argument, I planned to get this sorted out. But no, it ended up being a massive, like, conflict between me and... Oh, I said his name. And he was like, Freya, I know you're in this code, get the F out, you entitled bitch. And I was like, it wasn't my fault. And then it was like a massive argument and that. And then I left, and then I was like crying, and then he was like angry. Anyways, it was all this bad stuff. And then after that, I was proper angry with the cast because I'm not letting myself be portrayed in a disturbing manner, which I'm not. Now, when I say that, which is posh stuff, it's not actually that posh, it's just the way I talk. But all of that is basically me being frauded. Because people I've never met before know my real name, and I don't want that. Even if Fingerpainter knows my real name. Because when I was in the Discord and I was on call, like I was on, you know, in Discord you can do calls. I was on call and Vivi was with her too. And a Fingerpainter joined the call, I'm not going to say which one. And there were some other people I never knew before. And they all said Freya. Like, they all knew my real name. And I'm just saying my real name now because, I mean, what's the point of hiding it when I've literally said it many times? They were like, Freya Sour Sweets, we know it's you. Leave, you're a bad person. You don't belong here. You're not good enough to be here. And I'm like, how do you know my name? Who told you? Anyway, so I already know who told them because it's kind of obvious the owner of the cast did. So this guy, the owner of the cast, I'm going to admit, he used to actually be like a nice person I was friends with. He's basically saying false information about me to people. And that's what I'm trying to get my point across. I'm just kind of sad that he doesn't have, I suppose, the courage to talk to me because maybe he's worried that he's going to get found out that he's, you know, been saying my information, my name, and false information about me to people I've never met before. So I bet you're scared, aren't you? I bet you're scared! Sorry, I had to do that. But I already know that you've been putting false information about me. So yeah. But yeah. That's all. But it might not be all if this person doesn't decide to talk to me, because this isn't ending until this guy talks to me and says why he's kind of put false information about me. So I don't know what to say. How should I end this video? Because it's not like a normal video, is it? Start the day with Pookie Bears with honey drizzle on top. My French teacher called me a globally slobbly sausage meat gremlin. That's good.